Guys, nobody told me this game exists. Cut the Rope 3? After all the spin-offs and experiments, they decided to make the official threequel. And if I didn't know about this game, then there ain't no way you know about it. So that's why we're talking about it. Other than fellow creator Jake Miller making a video on this game, this has completely slipped past most people, including me. I saw no fanfare for this release, which makes sense initially. Cut the Rope isn't the most relevant franchise right now. Still, the Om story series, Cut the Rope's animated series following the adventures of Om and his friends, rakes in millions of views. So I figured Om as a character is still pretty recognizable and marketable, but I guess not. The announcement trailer has just barely 75,000 views. Contributing to the lack of fanfare is that this is an Apple Arcade exclusive. Now, I've looked into Apple Arcade when I covered Jetpack Joyride 2, which also happens to be an exclusive to the service. I think it's noble that Apple is providing a service where games can be downloaded with no ads and microtransactions. That is already the biggest complaint people have about mobile games. Their predatory nature is something people would love to remove and move past. Many of my friends are more than happy to pay $10 for the convenience of playing Balatro on the go. The problem then? I'm not paying for a subscription for mobile gaming. I see the appeal of Xbox Game Pass, even if I prefer to own my games. You can stretch your dollar pretty far if you prolifically use the service. Like many of you watching, I don't play mobile games enough to warrant a monthly purchase of $6.99. And Cut the Rope 3 is an Apple Arcade exclusive. You can't buy it outside the service. Still, I'm always intrigued by follow-ups to once major franchises that nobody cares about. I don't know. Call it a Danerade staple. I did not purchase an Apple Arcade subscription because this is second channel slot material, so consider this more of a first impressions than a full-blown review. Cut the Rope 3 follows the trend of our other favorite third entry in a beloved series by taking Om and the world into a 3D environment. This isn't technically new for the series. Zepto Lab's other Apple Arcade exclusive, Cut the Rope Remastered, also dabbled in a 3D art style. That game was a sort of retelling or best hits of all previous Cut the Rope games, so the original experiments time travel 2 and magic, sort of a novel idea, but art style wise it wasn't a very clean transition. Cut the Rope 3 seems to have found a nice balance, and the jump to 3D has been improved since remastered. I don't know, the colors are nice and it looks alright. Okay, what's the story? Om's kid, his name is Nibble by the way, goes into the attic and finds a map that'll lead them to Nami's. Om and his son are gonna find Nami's around the world. You're probably thinking, what the hell are Nami's?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
They're the species of monsters found in all the Cut the Rope games. All of Om's friends in Cut the Rope 2, yeah, they're technically considered Nami's. They went wild with this concept in Om Merge. Just take one look at the wiki. Wowee! Arguably, the most significant change is that the objective isn't to eat candy. What?
I know that sounds bad.
But I love diabetes. Instead, the player has to maneuver Nibble around the stage and pair back up with Om. At first, I thought he would eat him, but that would be crazy. Also, what happened to Om's wife, Omnella? Did she die off screen or something? In my Cut the Rope headcanon, they divorced and Om won custody of his kid in court. At first, I thought replacing candy was a stylistic choice and for funsies. Fun is relative, since if you screw up a puzzle, you're essentially killing your kid. Awkward! However, many mechanics are centered around having Nibble interact with objects. Take the new whip mechanic. He can attach himself and connect back to hooks. Seems like a natural evolution of the simple ropes, being able to reconnect to different parts of the stage. Cannons are also a fun new addition. These new mechanics make much more sense for a character to use and interact with. In fact, mechanically speaking, there's a lot new here. Very little returns from previous games. Though, on the negative side, the Nami's you unlock and find while on your adventure, you know, the whole crux of the story, are just PNGs you unlock. I understand if they didn't want it to be part of the levels, since that's what Cut the Rope 2 is for, but at this rate, what's even the point of a story? So, that's about it. There were only 4 worlds at launch, 2 of which were a pirate and an Egyptian setting, which feels like retreads of Cut the Rope time travel. or PVZ2, take your pick. They've added just one more world since the game's release, an Arctic theme, alongside some new levels and more PNGs to collect. The update history for this game is barely over 6 months, and it seems that Zetho Lab doesn't want to put any more resources into the project. It is a shame because, as a mobile experience, this seems like an excellent package. Unlike Remastered, which was just repackaging old Cut the Rope games, it had an ugly art style, did not contain nearly as many levels as the games it was based on, and was locked behind Apple Arcade.
The thing is, it's exclusive to Apple Arcade.
Even more ironic, considering all the games being remade are free, so you don't have to sign up for Apple Arcade to play the puzzles. Cut the Rope 3 is arguably better than the original and its sequel in their current state, as being on Apple Arcade means the game has no microtransactions or ads and can be enjoyed as is. So I think it's admirable that Zetho Lab put effort into creating a game and adding to the Apple Arcade lineup. But man, nobody cares about this game. This came out a few months after my original video, and I only recently learned about it. You could argue that many of these nostalgic mobile games and their fans have merely grown up and moved on. Gen Alphas got Skibbity Toilet to keep them occupied. It's a slight shame that the official threequel is so obscure to most people. Or maybe it's not. It did get a CNET article after all, so maybe I'm just decrepit and washed now. Cut the Rope 3 has a nice blend of nostalgia and new mechanics to dive into. And it looks cool. Again, mobile gaming isn't my thing, but if this video inspired you to check out the game yourself, then that's good enough in my book.
Everybody, check out the all-new Cartman Land! It's our grand opening! Cartman Land has over 100 fabulous rides, 6 roller coasters, and tons of great surprises! And the best part is, you can't come!
That's the end of the video. Thanks to my friend Yegsten for editing this, and watch all my videos on loop so I don't go into debt. Okay, bye-bye!